He was the nightmare of the entire world. At just 20 years old, Mike Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history. His power was terrifying. Even his stare was enough to make opponents panic before the first punch was thrown. But behind this unstoppable killing machine was a completely lost man. Drugs, prison, violence, bankruptcy. How did the most dangerous man on the planet end up losing everything? This is the rise and fall of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was born on June 30th, 1966 in Brooklyn, New York, one of the most dangerous neighborhoods at the time. His father abandoned the family early on. Tyson grew up surrounded by poverty, crime, gangs, violence, and drugs. As a child, he was constantly bullied. He got into fights almost every day. He was arrested multiple times and eventually ended up in a juvenile detention center. But that's where everything changed. One man noticed the raw power inside the young Tyson and introduced him to legendary boxing trainer Cus D'Amato. Cus D'Amato became more than just a trainer to Mike Tyson. He became his mentor and almost like an adoptive father. Cus taught Tyson the famous peekaboo style, fast head movement, constant pressure, explosive defense, and devastating power. Very quickly, Tyson turned into a machine. His fighting style was so terrifying that many opponents looked scared before the fight had even started. In 1985, Mike Tyson turned professional, and almost immediately, he started destroying nearly everyone by knockout. His numbers quickly became unbelievable. Tyson won his first 19 fights by KO, with 12 of them ending in the very first round. The world was witnessing a heavyweight unlike anything they had ever seen before. Fast, ultra-aggressive, and brutally violent. Fans began giving him legendary nicknames like Iron Mike Kid Dynamite and the baddest man on the planet. But this was only the beginning. By the late 1980s, Mike Tyson looked completely unstoppable. No man seemed capable of resisting him. Many opponents already looked defeated before the first round even began. Tyson went on to unify every major heavyweight title, the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF. He had officially reached the top of the boxing world. Then came the massive showdown against Michael Spinks, a fight the entire world was waiting for. But in just 91 seconds, Tyson completely destroyed Spinks. The world was in shock. At that moment, Mike Tyson became more than just a boxer. He became a global icon. Money, fame, pow. It looked like Tyson had conquered everything, but behind the cameras, everything was already starting to fall apart.
Anytime, amateur, professional, ever?
Assalamu alaikum, Maida. I don't know, man. Yeah, Lennox Lewis. Lennox, I'm coming for you.
Mike doesn't have this in 7 or 8 seconds.
For this fight. I only trained probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks for this fight. I had to bury my best friend, and I dedicated this fight. I wasn't going to fight. I dedicated this fight to him. I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lennox is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
Are you saying now, Mike?
But behind all the success, Tyson had lost the man who guided him. Cus D'Amato passed away in 1985, and without him, Tyson slowly began to change. The excesses started taking over. Bad influences, parties, drugs, uncontrollable anger. Little by little, the discipline that once made him unstoppable began to disappear. Then came the night nobody would ever forget. In 1990, Tyson faced James Buster Douglas in Japan. Everyone believed it would be an easy victory for Tyson, but this time, something felt different. Tyson looked slow, tired, unrecognizable, and then the unimaginable happened. Mike Tyson was knocked out. The monster had fallen, was still yet the worst. In 1992, Mike Tyson was convicted of rape and sent to prison. The most famous boxing champion in the world suddenly became one of the most controversial figures on the planet. During that period, Tyson became completely uncontrollable. Alcohol, depression, violent behavior, financial problems, Little by little, everything started falling apart. Violence, depression, drugs, mental struggles. It felt like Tyson was destroying everything around him. And yet, after getting out of prison, he attempted an incredible comeback. For a moment, the world thought they were seeing the old Mike Tyson again. But in reality, he was no longer the same man. After getting out of prison in 1995, Mike Tyson made his return and became world champion once again. But he was no longer the same man. Then came the fight against Evander Holyfield, a rivalry filled with tension and hatred. Tyson was frustrated, angry, completely out of control, and in the middle of the fight, he did something nobody could believe. Mike Tyson bit Holyfield's ear. The entire world watched the scene in absolute shock. In just a few seconds, the image of the champion was destroyed. That moment became one of the biggest scandals in sports history, and after that, the downfall became impossible to stop. As the years passed, Tyson continued fighting, but the fear he once inspired was gone. He lost to Lennox Lewis. His finances collapsed. Despite earning hundreds of millions of dollars, Tyson eventually went bankrupt. The man who once had everything was now losing almost everything. And after another defeat in 2005, Tyson broke down emotionally. The final years of his boxing career were marked by mental exhaustion, loss of motivation, and visible sadness. He eventually admitted, "I just don't have this in my heart anymore." And yet, Mike Tyson's story did not end in hatred. Over the years, Tyson changed. He began speaking openly about his mistakes, his pain, and the demons he had battled for so long. The man once known as the most dangerous fighter in the world was finally searching for inner peace. And despite all his falls, one thing remains true. Mike Tyson remains one of the most legendary and tragic figures in the history of sports. Because sometimes the greatest champions are not only fighting their opponents, they are also fighting themselves.
Always on tea time, been ready.